Hello and welcome back to the channel. So as you can probably tell from the video title, I've been working on a scale garage. So about 2 years ago I had bought myself a Traxxas TRX4 and I had got into the scale side of the hobby, and back then I decided I was going to build a scale garage, but I didn't get very far. I made probably a garage about the size you're looking at now. Just a small section, a small selection of bits that I had made. I bought a couple of figures, etc. And then I got into the drones. I sold my TRX4 to buy a drone. And now, 2 years later, uh, the coin has turned. So I'm now looking to get out of the drones and get back into the scale again. So I sort of regret selling the TRX4, but I needed the money to buy a drone. So hopefully I can sell my drone and buy another decent crawler. So I've been working on the garage here for just about a week, maybe slightly more than a week. And I think I've done pretty well. Some of the bits you'll see here are leftovers from when I get into the scale a couple of years ago. So I'll point them out as I go through here. Uh, I'll lift the camera here and I will give you a closer look at everything. So firstly, I will mention this piece of wood here that I have on the back is only temporary. I have a shelf there, if you can see there's a shelf. So I want to get a bit of wood that comes right up to the bottom of that shelf. At the opposite end of the garage here, I have just a piece of cardboard, which is just there to sort of act as an end wall, a temporary end wall. So I have about another foot behind that, which just has some random crap in it at the minute. So I'm going to extend, once I get a piece of wood big enough and long enough, I'm basically going to use this whole surface as my garage. So I have another foot there to play with, which will give me plenty of room. So it means you can have more than just one truck sitting. So I have a few signs. Excuse the black fingernails, I have been painting. I have a few signs here up on the wall. I printed these out myself on sticky paper, and rather than just sticking them straight to the wood, I made little bits of wood the same size so they look a bit more real, like they're actual signs stuck to the wall rather than just stickers or posters. So I have a couple of tables that I had made up myself, some scale boxes which I printed myself and made up. They're all sort of RCs. So sort of the theme of the garage here is my driver, who we'll get to, is into full size trucks and RC trucks. So that's why there's scale RC boxes sitting about. I have a copy of Playboy, a spanner and a cup of coffee, which is actually a section of marker pen, and the brown coffee in it is just some acrylic paint. The step ladder I made just yesterday. It's just made a couple of bits of wood, and the rungs are actually matchsticks, and a little piece of chain just to stop it from opening too far. So I was really happy with how that turned out. I did put a bit of wood stain on it just to age it a bit. I have some crates here which are made of balsa wood. I made these a couple of years back, and a little tarp inside there, which is actually just a piece of tissue which was soaked in PVA glue, then painted, and then a couple of eyelets put into it, so it looks like there's a folded up tarp inside there. Some 3D printed traffic cones, which I bought on eBay. So this snap-on toolbox I made myself is just made out of cardboard and a couple of random bits of plastic, which is sort of meant to simulate the handles on the toolbox. So I was really happy with how that turned out. And a shock absorber and a chainsaw on the top there. We'll get to the chainsaw in a minute. Again, another table which I made myself, and some more scale boxes. And this is one of my characters for the garage. She's actually a wrestling character, but don't ask me her name, I have no idea. I bought this a couple of years ago. She has a tiara. So yeah, I have no idea what her name is. Some scale colouring pencils there. They're made out of toothpicks and then coloured in. Really happy with how they turned out too. Some more RC scale boxes. So the barrels here, my buddy Jim 3D printed for me. Come on, focus. Yeah, I was really happy with how these come out. They were black when I got them, so I done the paint on them myself. Painted them and then just weathered them up. A couple of rusty bits on them and stuff. Some trash bags, which are basically just trash bags with some paper inside them to fill them out. A couple of traffic cones around them there, and a little rat hiding in the corner. Some random chain and rope hanging up. And then this section is the workbench. So I have some shelves here with some what's meant to be RC cars on it. Some of you may recognise that car there. It's Christine from the Stephen King movie. It's a Plymouth Fury. This is a little scale RC radio which he made. It's actually made out of MDF of all things. Carved it out with a Dremel. A random container with random things. And this is my chosen driver slash mechanic. It's Ash from the Evil Dead movies. Excuse me while I try and focus this camera with one hand. Yeah, so this is Ash from the Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil Dead series, so he's older. I do actually have two Ashes. So these are made by a company called NECA. They're known for their realism, basically. So I have 4 different heads, which allows me to change his expression. Basically, I have 4 different expressions that I can put on him. So I have his normal costume and then his work costume here. And he's a bit small compared to the truck, but he is a very nice scale for when he's actually inside a truck. And on the workbench here, again, it's a workbench that I made myself. I have some tools. I bought this on eBay, the little toolbox. It came with some metal tools. And these are, again, Ash's RC cars. So he's doing a bit of work on this mini here. A couple more minis underneath. And then a drone, which is actually a real micro drone. I just thought it was a pretty close scale, so I set it there just to add something to the garage. couple of tires there, and then my FTX Outback Model 1. It's a Tundra. It's meant to be like a Toyota Land Cruiser, which I affectionately nicknamed the farm truck because it's all rusty and beat up. I've owned this about 2.5, 3 years now, this truck, and it's had lots of modifications. It's far from stock. Done a lot of work on it, and I still love this little truck. So that's my scale garage so far. Very, very happy with how it is at the minute. Like I said, I've only been doing this for about a week. I do have an extra foot there to play with. So, my main inspiration for this is a guy on YouTube called RC Everyday. If you want to see what a proper scale garage looks like, go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Uh, yeah, I'm taking great inspiration from him. I'm trying not to copy what he's doing, but I do want a similar look, like an old workshop that's been there for, your that originally belonged to your granda, and then your dad had it. So I don't want an ultra modern garage. I want an old barn with spiders in the corner and yeah, old stuff. So that's the sort of theme I'm going to be going for. So I have a lot of work to do and not a lot of money to spend on it. So I'm going to have some updates. I will let you guys know. And if you have any thoughts or suggestions, yeah, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.